So here's the thing. It's really easy when you're going through, symptoms, that whatever was the last thing that you dealt with that freaked the shit out of you. It's easy for us to blame that thing when it's not that thing. But it's hard to believe that it's not that thing. For example, it's not the mold, right? It's not the Lyme, it's not COVID, right? It's not the EMF, it's not the food, it's not the, right? Fill in the blanks. But might have been the last thing that broke the camel's toe, and then it becomes what we, you know, assume is what made us sick when it actually isn't. When people will be like, "Well, why is it when I eat this thing I get, an instant reaction? Why is it that when I'm around EMF that I get right away? I feel it. Why is it that when I'm around mold I feel like that? Why is it that when this event happened, after that I've been broken? Tell me that. How is that? No, it was that. It has to be then because there was a significant change. I was normal before. No, I was normal. And then after this thing happened, I was fucked. So you can't tell me it wasn't that because it has to be that. It doesn't make any sense. How can you even, right? And I'll try to explain it. So it's all about baselines and allostatic loads and having the alarms on, right? So in my last video where I talk about how you got sick, this will be part 2, right? And I'll bring up the allostatic loads. So this is almost normal. Hold on. So this is where we want to be, right? This will go up and down. If we're maintaining, if we're doing, if you're maintaining the methods every day, making it a lifestyle, right? This is a good range to be at, right? Life will throw you curveballs. This might go up and down, but you won't get symptoms. The threshold is around here, right? When you start to reach around the middle spot, that's when symptoms start to manifest slowly. And the higher you go without regulating, and the more it'll overflow, symptoms manifest, body keeps a score, something's got to give, right? Your body's sluggish, just like your phone. It's got too many pictures of pussycats on it, right? So it buffers, it works slow, it's sluggish, right? It's not working efficiently. That's how our body's like, right? It's sluggish, it's not able to work efficiently, so something's got to give. You're going to start feeling symptoms. Symptoms manifest. And not only that, when your baseline's at 1,000, you're in a survival state. So the brain's alarm system is perceiving danger, even when there is no danger, right? And it's going to send you alarms because it thinks there's laggers behind you. It thinks there's a lagger about to bite your head off. It's sending alarms to get your attention to perceive danger. But all these years, right? For example, all these years you've been dealing with toxic relationships, right? Some unfortunate events when you're younger, maybe childhood trauma, maybe you're a binge drinker, maybe you're a cigarette smoker for 20 years, binge drinker for 20 years. For me, it was 15 years, right? Toxic relationships. You were the narcissist. You were on. You had surgery a couple of times. You were on antibiotics 10 times throughout your life. Count how many times you've been on antibiotics. Count. Try to go back and see all the times you had the banana fucking drink when you were a kid, right? Or you had a tooth that needed to be taken out. You were put on antibiotics. You had like some sort of skin issue, or you might have had whatever it might have been. You were put on antibiotics. For me, it was probably 10 times in my life, right? Especially during surgeries, right? What else is there? Well, let's add it up. So here's the life juice, right? Curveballs of life. This is the juice of the curveballs of life. And I'm going to tap it, right? And I'm going to show you, right? I'm going to leave the last thing that put you that started your perfect storm. Usually the last thing that started your perfect storm is what people blame. Usually. That makes sense, right? So throughout your life, right? You might have had some trauma as a kid. So that's a lot. Me, I had a pretty good childhood, right? So I didn't have too much trauma. But, kids at school are shitheads. What else? I had a bunch of coughs and issues like that. So I was on taking medications, medicines. What else? Teenage years. Some high school was a little tough, right? Dealing with a lot of, you're starting to change. You're becoming a teenager, right? You got the groups, you got the cool kids, you got the, you know, some people they might be bullied, right? Add that in there, bullied, right? Add in, you start getting to your late teens, you're fucking partying it up, you're living it up. You find your group that identifies with you, that can understand you, right? You feel like you belong. Look how far we're at. Okay, that's significant. That's starting to, make a dent, right? So keep going. You start getting a job. You start to, you get a job. It's a shitty job, toxic job, and then you start, you're partying it up. You're drinking. I just whistled 15 years of drinking and smoking. Here we go. Oh yeah, here we go. Right? Okay, symptoms are starting to, well, once in a while you get one or two symptoms here and there, and society normalizes them, so you take medications here and there, right? And then the medications, right? So then you're in a relationship with a narcissist, couple toxic relationships. Let's That's a shitload right there. Boom, boom, right? That's fucking massive. You were with this person for 4 to 10 years, right? Before that, you were sitting around here, and then cha-ching, you just added on so much loads. And don't forget, you're also dealing with these loads. So when you're dealing with something heavy, like a toxic relationship, it's heavier. It has more of an impact. It weighs more, right? So then you were dealing with. You start getting sensitive. Symptoms start to manifest. You're around the mold, right? And then it just topples you over, right? And then you're bedridden. You got 75 symptoms, right? And what happens? The mold took maybe this much, but you blamed the mold, right? Yes, when you're around the mold or around the EMF or after you just had COVID or after you were bitten by a tick. See, normally, right, none of these things would have affected you if you were sitting around here. But accumulatively, right? Look, what about all the medications that you took? Right? If you think about it, all these things, all these drops, all together, accumulatively, with the last drop that broke the camel's toe, is what we're dealing with. So it's not that one thing at the end, right? It's not the COVID that you had. It's not the Lyme. It's not the food, right? It's not. Well, it's wheat. Oh my God, I'm so like wheat is horrible. Like it just they put so much GMO in there. It's like Monsanto. It's just not right. This is hell. Oh my God, this is crazy. How are they allowed to have these ingredients? Like, oh my God, like it's water. It's the air. Oh my God, it's the chemicals. No, it's the fragrances. These people, they need to stop. You can't. If that was the case, everybody would be having problems. Everybody would be having problems with EMF sensitivities, right? Everybody would be having problems with, right? Fill in the blanks. But people could say it does affect everybody, but they might not be feeling the symptoms right away. Not necessarily, right? If you're regulated in your allostatic loads, right? These guys are down here, and your baseline's back on standby. Your body and your brain is able to process these things with ease. All the systems of your body work efficiently, and it doesn't affect you. Also, your programming, right, is different. It's not telling the brain that these things are dangerous anymore. These things are irrelevant now. You're regulated. They don't affect you. They don't even touch you. The brain's like, oh, that fuck. Yeah, let's bring it through the body. Let's process it. Okay, systems, do what you got to do. You're doing it. We're done. We're already done. What's next? Right? That's the way it's supposed to be. You're supposed to process things with ease and not even think. You're not even thinking about it. Your body's already doing that for you. You don't need to micromanage nothing. It does it for you. But do you see how the last drops was the mold, right? The last drops is oh, you got the flu, you got COVID. The last drops, right, was that toxic relationship. People are starting to see that now. Oh my god, I just got out of a horrible relationship and I'm fucking, oh my god, I'm so sick. Oh my god, this is like, people are starting to see. But it wasn't just that toxic relationship. It was all the shit throughout your life, all the curveballs. See all these curveballs? You can see them. All the balls. Pretend that you see them, right? Those are the things all together that give this one last drop so much power, right? And it makes you think that it's that last drop that's ruining your life, right? It's that last thing that you think it's got the most weight. When technically, all of it together, in a way, it's kind of irrelevant, right? Because that's why I say it's not the mold, it's not the lime, it's not the food, it's not that, that's not that. It's all the things together that become something that changes your life, right? And you become bedridden, and then you become special, and then you think you're injured, right? You think you're ruined. I'm injured. Oh my god, no! That it ruined me. I'm a special case. It fucked with my motherfucker gene, my mitochondria. No, but I can't heal. This is not TMS. I can't. No, this is different. This is autoimmune. Yeah, I have the motherfucker gene. This is, the mitochondria. Like, this is real, right? And you think you're special, and you think you're defected when you're not, right? And you blame that thing, and you start to identify it with that thing, and you start naming your username with that thing, right? Lime Warrior or Mold Superhero. I don't even know if that one exists. Anybody's using that one? I don't know. Chronic Fatigue Soldier. I don't think anybody's using that one either. But you get the gist. You identify with the label that somebody gave you because it was the last drop, and it's smokes and mirrors. Yes, you're feeling the symptoms. The symptoms are real, but it wasn't that. The gut issues that you have, they didn't come from thin air, right? That week and just started. It wasn't just like, you're just going to have ulcerative colitis now. We're going to have bloody blue, blue, blue. Right? You're going to have diverticulitis today because you got a pretty face. It doesn't happen like that. All the shit throughout your life add up, right? You become sensitive. Body keeps the score, right? And it could be anything. Pick it, right? Your body kind of does Russian roulette and goes. Yeah, that's too much. Yeah, that's the thing. EMF says, "Oh, we're fucked." Yeah, that's the last drop, right? That broke the camel's toe, I should say. One toe. It only has one toe, right? And then you have a belief system, and you put all your energy and effort into that one thing when it's not that thing.